What's good, everybody? It's your boy Desmond D Squared. You know me, my radio Chicago. You may have had the privilege of hearing me on Power 92 on the move with some students from other students from Illinois Media School. Let me say it like that. And this is my new podcast, Cigars and Coffee. That's right, cigars and coffee. That's right. This coffee that I'm drinking today is one of my personal favorites. It's local brand. People drink it, on the way to work. Some people pick it up on the way home from work. But I had to stop at McDonald's and get my coffee for this evening. But forgive me. But so like I said, this is called Cigars and Coffee. So welcome to the very first episode of Cigars and Coffee. Just to give you an update on what this lovely item that I'm holding in my hand is. This is an Isla del Sol, or some people like to call them Isla del Sols, or Isla del Sols, or even Isla del Sol. It's made by Drew Estates. It's one of the bundle cigars. I mean, it has very good, chocolate notes to it and coffee notes to it. Pairs very well with coffee. That's why, obviously, I have my coffee with me today. But typically, I tend to lean towards more of the sweeter sticks like these, the more infused. This one is what you would call a tobacco sandwich. Yes, I know that some people don't want to call it that, but it's not a bad stick. You can find these for right around the $4.50 mark, $5 mark. They smoke well. It's a good cigar. But this whole thing here, just to let you know, really isn't always going to be about cigars, or coffee. We're going to talk real life stuff. And, the reason why I'm doing this episode today is it's a very interesting time in Chicago. If you are a fan of stand-up comedy, or if you even actually seen me perform, I am a stand-up comic myself, amongst other things. But just to let you know, it is Bernie Mac's birthday weekend. That's right. Bernard J. McCullough. Man, look. A bunch of the Chicago comedians right now are doing a show at, the place where I got my start, Riddle's Comedy Club. They're doing that. And, so Bernie would have been 65 this weekend. Well, actually on the 5th. Bernie would have been 65 years old, man. And, when Bernie died, I've had, my two brief interactions with him, in my life. And the first time was, basically I was at the club and, I was at TNT. And actually where I met him, where didn't meet him like that, but where I seen him perform for the first time, the only time I seen him live on stage was at TNT Comedy Hook in Lansing. And that is where I got my initial start. So, thanks to Damon Williams. But Bernie came in, man, and it was I ain't gonna say an odd night, but it was a strange night to me, because Bernie, and the caliber of comedian he wanted to go up first, and he did, and he put a lot of pressure on the comedians that were coming up behind him, because this was right before, and if I'm correct, I believe it was the taping of Def Jam where he came out and he was like, I ain't scared of you, And Bernie did something that I've never seen. He got up, and I swear for the first 15 minutes, he talked about a gentleman he met in the bathroom. And that was it for like 15 minutes. I swear it seemed like forever. But it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And you can't allow yourself to forget something great like that. Bernie when he hit the stage, you can see that he just commanded the room, you know, and he put so much pressure on the comedians that was behind him, and and we still got to give it up to all the comics that came out of TNT from back then, like Muhammad, D-Ray, Leon Rogers, obviously Mr. Williams, Damon, you know what I'm saying, Corey Holcomb, Dion Cole. I mean, a lot of the big names now from Chicago all pretty much came out of TNT. So it's a good stick. But at the same time, man, I think the first comic behind it was Muhammad. And Bernie, he sucked the sound out of the room. Have you ever laughed so hard at something that you couldn't get a sound out? That was Bernie. But at the same time, man, you gotta realize that life really is short. We were given Bernie, I believe, 50 years, close to 51 years. Bernie had left an impact in Chicago comedy that was so loved, that was so tough because he was so loved and well received, not just here but worldwide, that when he passed, his passing, the word spread. I was at home when I found out. And I didn't want to believe it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, somebody called me and said, man, Bernie gone. I'm like, man, stop lying. Stop playing. Bernie ain't dead. Didn't even know Bernie was in the hospital. But when the first thing I went to do was, and it was funny because I was just really getting into the whole computer movement and the internet and all of that right around the same time. And I jumped online and I didn't see it online. For me, it was like, okay, if I see it online, it might be true because I was young and naive to the internet, and the nonsense that, the web brings. But at the same time, I still wanted to see if it was in the news, if it had hit the news, and it hadn't hit the news yet. So I told my ex-wife, somebody had called me and told me that Bernie was gone, and it was, she was like, yeah, okay, cool, and just kept walking like it was nothing. But I went back about 20 minutes later, and there was the news online that Bernie had passed. But Bernie was a special guy, I met him when I actually had a conversation with him. I was in the Bud Billiken Day parade, and Bernie was in the parade at the same time, and people seen him, and we all ran up. It was about 6 of us in the group that I was in, and he was standing on the back of a semi in an all-white outfit, looked like linen. Man, was clean. I got to give him credit. Man, was clean. Had a white, fedora on, had the whole outfit. It was just clean. And, he helped a couple of young ladies up to take pictures with him. But me being a little chunky, I was just reaching to shake his hand. I knew I wasn't going to jump up there, and try to pull my heavy stuff up on the semi. And when I reached up to shake his hand, he's like, boy, I ain't helping you. I'm like, man, I was just trying to just say hi and get a handshake, bro. But Bernie is still missed, in the comedy world. His comedy, his presence will be missed for as long as time goes. You know what I'm saying? He was outside the box. He was completely his own man. He was, very special to all of us here in Chicago. And, but yeah, big ups, rest well, Bernie. I pray that, his family is doing well. But yeah, you gotta you gotta look at some of this stand up, y'all. If you haven't had the opportunity, go look up some of this stuff online, man. You gonna laugh your tail off. But yeah. But this is Cigars and Coffee. So we're gonna do a lot more than just talk about comedy. We're gonna talk about real life stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it right now. You know, some people here in Illinois are a little nervous about what's going on. You know, in the upcoming couple of months, you know, there's people that's scared about this new law that's going to go into play in January 2023, where some people are calling it the purge law. It's not a purge law, so don't even start tripping over about people are getting released from jail. From what I've heard and from the people I talked to, non-violent offenders is really, you know what I'm saying, what they're leaning towards is going to make, you know, the legal teams and, you know, the prosecutors and everybody have to do a lot more paperwork now to actually do their jobs, from what I've heard and from what I've read. But understand, I'm not a lawyer, and who am I to tell you, you know, law, because I really am not the law. So, but a lot of people lately, like even back when the pandemic, you know, was starting, everybody panicked and went and bought guns because they thought everything was about to, you know, change up and it was just going to be public mayhem all over the place, this, that, and other. That is not going to happen here in Illinois. Okay, let's just call a spade a spade. Let's be honest. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not really going to. I don't even think it's going to be any real difference once that law come into action. We already got crime. Will it be more crime? Who knows? Nobody can predict the future. But only time will tell. You know what I'm saying? And so now there's a lot of people in Illinois, you know, out here panic shopping again, going to buy guns, going to take concealed carry classes, and just getting enough training to be another liability on the street. Mm-hmm. That's what I said. And I mean it. There's going to be a lot more liabilities out here because we all know, for those who don't know, the concealed carry classes are just 16 hours enough for you to go outside and get shot. So what do? You take the class, you get your CCW, get your license, and then wait. Somebody run up on you, then wait. People, we got to understand, if you're going to go with concealed carry, if you're going to get your rights, if you're going to get your privilege, let me say it like that because it's not a right, it's a privilege in Illinois, to be able to carry a firearm. If you're going to go through that and take the class, please, by all means, go get some extra training. Go get some defensive training. You know, learn how to effectively handle your firearm, because you might be in a situation that might not warrant yourself having to pull your firearm and then pull it, and then now you got another problem. Let's be real. There's people in jail right now because they didn't understand when to pull out their firearm. Mm-hmm. So at that same time, if you're going to do that, if you're going to be one of the lucky few that are able to gain your Second Amendment rights, by all means, do what you got to do. Handle your business. Go get yourself a good legal team. Go get yourself some defensive training. And pray you never have to use it. Man, I like this. That's the Isla del Sol, like Drew states. Go check it out. Yeah, works very well. But at the same time, y'all, like I said, there's a lot of people out here now just doing what they want to do, saying what they want to say, and thinking it's all cool and all good, Excuse me. So, and these are honestly are just all of my thoughts. They're not, law. There's not, it's just one man's opinion. And that's how I see it. Do you still have to be safe? Yeah, you're still gonna have to be safe. I mean, you should always want to be safe. At the same time, when you gain the right to conceal, it does give a false sense of security. You know what I'm saying? I know myself from experiences. I for like a week or so, I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm that dude, man. Then I thought about it, it's like, why do I want to have it? You know what I'm saying? Like, not why do I want to have it? Obviously, I want to have it because, you know what I'm saying? Just in case if something happens, I'd rather have it, you know what I'm saying, than not have it, if you know what I'm saying, in the situation. But at the same time, man, you can't allow yourself to become overly confident from the euphoria. That's what I want to say, of having this thing on your side, because at the end of the day, do you really want to be the one to have to take somebody's life? A friend of mine actually he wanted to come down on me because I have mine, and he's like, man, you just wouldn't get that so you can shoot black people. No, I don't care if you're green. If my life is on the line, guess what? Yeah, them grades coming in. But if my life is being threatened, the life of my loved ones, if we're together, being threatened, guess what? I don't care. It's not about color with me. It's about me getting home safely. Now, I've known people that had to use their firearms, and they wish they didn't have to. Thankful and grateful to God that at the end of the situation, they went home. You know what I'm saying? So, because they were within the law. Yeah, and sometimes, honestly, yes, you may have to go to jail because of, what happened. You may have to get locked up. You may get detained, because of the situation. And at the same time, you're gonna lose your firearm, you know what I'm saying? Because now it's evidence. It's gonna get put, a little tag on it, so you know what I'm saying? It's gonna have a little tag on it, and it's gonna get put in a little room, and hopefully you get it back. I know people right now that's still trying to get their firearms back because of situations they were placed in or they had to use legally. Had to use it. So. Yeah, you see that? It was holding pretty good. Yeah. It's not burning the best, but for $4, it's a darn good stick. So I'm just sitting here relaxing today, enjoying my Friday night, which is fun for me. Long day at work. Just chilling. I hope everybody else is doing well out there. There's just too much going on out here now that, God, the whole Russia-Ukraine thing is still happening, and now Putin is, for what I heard and for what I've seen on the news, talking about the possibility of nuclear weapons coming into play now. But what don't make really any sense to me about that is this. I'm not calling him a smart dummy, but he's a smart dummy. And I'm not saying, I know that's an oxymoron, I get it. But he's forgetting the fact of the blowback that will come from it. And I ain't talking about from other countries, I'm talking about from dropping a nuclear bomb. Let's just say that, let's think about this. He acts as if the fallout won't fall into Russia. So he's willing to set off something that will not only kill one group of people, but also kill him at the same time. Yeah. Not a smart guy. Not a smart guy. And I ain't saying that, our current president is doing the greatest job either. Matter of fact, I ain't even going to really get into all of that. I mean, everybody has their views on politicians, politics, all that good stuff. But at the same time, there's too much other stuff for us to be out here worried about right now than something that's millions, I ain't gonna say millions of miles away, but that far away. Heck, I have enough worries just trying to make it home from work. So, it's a good night. Great cigar. Has let me get back to the stick though. Like I said, it has some chocolate notes to it that you can taste very well. But also, it does have a good coffee flavor behind it as well. Like a grainy. Also like a grainy taste to it. So, I mean, the wrap on it is pretty decent. It's rough in places. Does a great job with holding the ash. The burn, it's not bad. It's, I think it's more so off because of the way I lit it. I don't think I lit it totally evenly, but it's it holds pretty good. So, I mean, Drew Estates normally makes very good cigars anyway, so I highly suggest, if you're on a budget, to try this stick. If you're on a budget, it is a very budget-friendly cigar. I will be doing reviews on others that I have tried next week. I found that Benny's has a interesting cigar that they make them, for the company themselves. And I believe I might do that one next week. Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I think that one's going to be next week. That one, I think for the first couple of weeks, I'm going to just go off of the budget cigars, the good introductory cigars. And then I'm going to get into a little, some more of the top-notch stuff. Some people feel that, a good cigar is supposed to be around $8 to $12, you know what I'm saying? Maybe even higher. I've tried other cigars that were higher priced and not as good as this, honestly. But that's just my opinion, It depends with cigars, and I find it now, it really depends on your palate and what your taste likes, So, excuse me. Some people like the Robustos. Some people actually like the Maduros, the Monte Cristos, and all of those things. There's nothing wrong with those if that's what you like. But me, the infused sticks like these, the Kuba Kuba by Acid, Drew Estates, same people. Um, and it's crazy because I found it. I don't know if anybody really knew this or if it just hadn't it just slipped through the cracks. But a lot of weed smokers, y'all need to really reconsider, using tobacco products with your weed because now I'm gonna tell y'all what I heard. Now this is just what I heard. This is what was explained to me when I was at the humidor, picking up some sticks one day. That a lot of people don't realize, and I get it. Y'all like your blunts, that's fine. Y'all get your backwoods, y'all get your Swisher Sweets, whatever y'all get, and y'all cut these things open, throw out the tobacco, which really isn't the greatest tobacco in the world. I get it, but and then y'all refill it, and then y'all light it and smoke it. If I'm correct. Never smoked weed. Seen it done though. But what was explained to me, because the gentleman came in looking for a blunt or blunt product, so to speak. And the gentleman told him he didn't have what he was looking for. Now I'm in the back dying laughing because I'm looking at the backwoods behind him. And I'm like, bro, you told... Because like young man, he called me young, even though I think we were around the same age. And that's fine. But he was like, young man, these people out here rolling weed into tobacco, not knowing, here is the kicker, that tobacco weakens the effect of the weed. And this was a very knowledgeable man because me and him talked for about 15 minutes just on cigars and different kinds of cigars. And he was like, yeah, he had did research on it. And he was like, even though he doesn't smoke, he just wanted to see what, I guess, the aura was about using tobacco products with weed. So, which like he said, in all fairness, what it does is, it makes it harder for people who smoke weed to get high when you're using a tobacco product. Not bad. Not bad at all. But I don't know why y'all do it. And I get it, what I'm saying? Everybody gonna do what they want to do. If you want to smoke weed, smoke weed. That's on you. I can't do it. One reason, I don't like the smell of it. A lot of my students ask me, because I work at a school, they ask me like, Mr. Desmond, you ever smoke weed? Why not? Why should I don't see no need for it. And that's just me. You know what I'm saying? If you smoke it, that's what you do. God bless you. That's what you do. But me at the same time, I can't do it. I can't stand the smell, man. I mean, and then my question is, how do you smoke so much weed that I'm driving behind you in the dead of winter, and I know my window's up. I know your window's up because it's about 10 below zero before the wind chill factor here in Chicago. And I can smell the weed from your car. That's a lot of weed. That's a lot of smoke in your car, bro. If you got that much weed happening, that I can smell it through all of that. Let me touch this up real quick. So, but yeah, I can't really understand that. You know. Oh, you know what? Since I'm just rambling today, and this is just, you know, my platform, and I can just go wherever I want to. You know, is it me or did Nipsey Hussle look like Snoop Dogg? Am I the only one that's seen that? I hope I'm not the only one that recognized that. I ain't saying that he's Snoop's son, but yeah. So here we talk about anything that's on my mind. Well, I talk about anything that's on my mind until I start gaining some guests to come in and take part of the festivities. You know? Give me one second. Uh-oh. Plugging up my laptop here because the battery's about to die. So yeah, I keep moving my camera. It's mine, my laptop, because that's what I'm using. So yeah, has anybody ever really thought about that? Then, here's another thing. With all the verses and everything that's going on, somebody said that a good verses would be, and I know this would have to be done virtually, holographically, however you want to put it. And I don't know if this would be good because, and I'm not taking nothing away from Nipsey. Nipsey was great for his era, you know, but to say that a versus between Nipsey Hussle and Tupac would be a good one. Young people across America, Tupac would murder Nipsey Hussle, even in death, if they did a versus. Pac would annihilate. I mean, catalogs are too different. I mean, you got to look at it. Nipsey's catalog is nowhere near where Pac's is. Even after he died, Pac still had 8, 9, 10, 12 albums come out after death. They said when Pac died, he had 300 extra songs already recorded. How do you do that? I'll explain to you how. That's called work ethic, boy. Work ethic, which a lot of people don't have. A lot of people don't want to work. And that's been proven. I don't know why people now don't want to work. Well, I get why they don't want to work. The pandemic made it too easy for people not to work. You know. Like I say, these are just my opinions. If you got something you want to comment, please do so at the bottom of the video. But at the same time, I believe the pandemic, did make it a little too easy for people wanting to work, for people not to work. Too many people got the PPP loans and the stimulus packages and all of that stuff that came through. Made it too easy for people. And then even those who were collecting unemployment. I know here, I can't speak for every other state. Now I can only speak for what I heard in Illinois. Was like an extra $600 here in Illinois for those who were on unemployment. You know what I'm saying? So it made it real easy for people to become complacent with with not wanting to work because there's scams and the Cash App scams and the pyramid scheme things, or the flowers, or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? You bring me you bring me 3 friends and I'll move you to the next level, and then they bring 3 and that moves you up, and then you get to the top, and then you got to go all the way back down to the bottom and get 3 more friends. All of that. made it too easy for people to not want to get out here and do something and work. It did. But it's been, for me, you know what I'm saying, I still work. Being in education, I still worked. We did all the remote learning and all of that stuff, so I was still working. Didn't miss a paycheck. Thank God I didn't miss a paycheck. Did I do some stupid stuff, during the pandemic that I shouldn't have been doing with my money? Of course. I should have stacked like I supposed to have, but can't cry with spilled milk now. What's done is done. But at the same time, man, about to get up out of here. Got a little bit over half this wonderful thing to go. And I think I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it before... I'll finish it before 9 o'clock, definitely, because right now it's like 8:22 in the evening of October the 7th. And I'm going to finish this up because it's too good to waste. And let me tell y'all now, if you are new to cigar smoking or even considering getting into cigar smoking, rule number one. Rule number one is don't ever smash your cigar to put it out. Number one, for me, don't ever smash it. You let it go out naturally. That's the etiquette that I was given. Some people look at me like, why do I toast it first? Or sometimes I'll even just keep lighting it and toasting it and lighting it and lighting it and lighting it until the thing is actually lit on its own, lit naturally without having to pull through it. And the reason why I do it sometimes like that, like I did with this one, is because that first pull is a natural pull. I'm not taking any butane or anything else that may still be inside the flame into my lungs. I don't even inhale the cigar. There's another good thing. Don't inhale your cigars because, buddy of mine did it one time, threw up in my car. Let me just say it like that. Yeah. We were out at a local cigar lounge and had a couple of sticks that night. I think I had like 2, maybe 3. And bro had like 2, but he was inhaling, he like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to smoke. And inhaled the cigars, and threw up all his Chinese food in the front seat of my car on the floor. But also, a lot of people ask, why do people get a buzz from a stick? It has a lot to do with your blood sugar. That's why when you go to certain lounges, or good lounges, they'll have like candy or something to help combat that. Rule number 2, when you smoke, always rotate it counterclockwise, clockwise, however you want to rotate it, but a quarter turn a time. Get a good even pull. Get yourself, it helps with the burn. It keeps the burn pretty even. So, but I'm your boy Desmond. D squared. Whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner because, you know what I'm saying? Us big bros like to eat. But definitely keep it locked with me right here. This is Cigars and Coffee. I'm your boy Desmond. Tune in next week. And next week we will be doing a review on the Benny's Barista. Actually, I have one. The Torpedo. Yes, we will be doing a review on this lovely gem right here. Another good, I think I paid like $4.50 for it. It's another good stick. Very big on never mind. I'll tell you next week. Just come on back next week. All right. So we're gonna keep it locked right. Keep it locked right here. It's your boy. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Let me get these numbers up so we can start monetizing some stuff, and so you can stay in contact with me and let me know what you think. Please leave a comment at the bottom, and yeah, y'all be easy, y'all be blessed, stay out of trouble, and remember, go grab one of these, the Isla, however you want to call it, Del Sol, Isla Del Sol, or as I say, Isla Del Sol. Go grab one today by Drew Estates. You will not be disappointed with this cigar, with this stogie, whatever you want to call it. Definitely a very, very, very sound cigar. Very sound. Well worth more than what they're charging. So, with that being said, y'all get up out of here. I'm getting up out of here. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Take care of yourself. Hit that like and subscribe button right here. Stay in tune with your boy. Leave a comment. And most importantly, like I said, when I close anything, even my radio show, keep a smile on your face, because you never know how much your smile can affect someone else's day. All right?